My name is Ryan Bruce. My friends call me Fluff, and today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we're going to talk about the EVH 5153 100-watt Stealth EL34 head. Of all the modern amplifiers that I think have come out in the last, 20 years, I think we can all pretty much agree that the EVH stuff as a whole are probably the finest modern high gain guitar amps made. And what I mean by that is, for me personally, being a 90s kid and coming from the original 5150, Eddie really did get lightning to strike twice with the EVH series amplifiers. And I have played and tried and owned pretty much all of them except for the 6L6 Stealth 100-watt head. I have played it, I just haven't owned it. But other than that, I pretty much owned all of the variants of the EVH series. And I feel like I have a really good grasp on what they are about and what they can do and what they cannot do. And yeah, this video is going to be about the 100-watt EL34 Stealth variant. Now, this is not a sponsored video. EVH did send me the amp at my request. However, I am not being paid to do this video. And I've had this amp for quite a while now. And now that I'm home from tour and have had a bunch of playtime on it, I feel like I can kind of comment and talk about my thoughts and feelings about the 5153S EL34. So what is different about this head versus any of the other 100-watt heads? Well, obviously, as been mentioned a million times already in this video, this is the EL34 variant of the 100-watt Stealth. This is basically a more amp. This is more gain, more compression. This is more compressed cleans. This is more saturated gain and more compressed gain, in addition to a few utilitarian bells and whistles like external bias points and individual resonance controls that are located on the back of the amplifier. Now, for me personally, having played all of the EVH stuff, for me personally, this is the top of the mountain for the EVH amplifiers, in my opinion. Now, I love all of them. I think the EVH stuff are the best high gain amplifier heads. And what I mean by that is they don't sound so hyper modern where you can't shape them to be whatever you want to be. I think a lot of the pitfalls that modern high gain metal amplifiers fall into is they try to sound boosted right out of the box. And if something is too tight, you can't untighten it. Whereas I think the EVH stuff as a whole really nails that middle ground between being tight, but it's not too tight without a boost. And you can still have the headroom for adding something like an overdrive to the front end and getting to where you need to go. It's really a more modern, crispier palette in which to kind of form your sonic signature. And that's what makes the EVH stuff so damn great. And in my opinion, the 100-watt EL34 Stealth head is the best out of all of them. Now, this amplifier retails for about $2,600. And if this was going to be the only amplifier you owned, for me, this would do just about anything you wanted to if you had maybe one or two different guitars, maybe a lower output guitar and a higher output, because the clean channel is obviously not like some crystal clean Roland JC120 affair or anything like that. However, it can get pretty clean if you switch to the neck pickup and roll off the volume. However, you know, if this was going to be your only amplifier, I think you'd be really, really satisfied with doing just about anything on it. Now, the difference between this and the 606 variant of the Stealth is this is going to be, this is going to have a little tighter low end, in my opinion, and there's going to be a little bit more bark in the mid-range. Now, if someone that was plugging into either one of these heads wouldn't immediately go, oh my God, there's a huge night and day difference between these heads, because there is not a huge night and day difference between the 606 and the EL34. But if you, for example, have toured with the 606 version and you were to plug into the EL34 version, you go, oh yeah, okay. It's just a little tighter, a little crispier. And I think this is the perfect EVH amp. I know I've said that a million times. However, yeah, this is the one. So let's wrap this up. In a sea of high gain guitar amplifiers, for me personally, I mean, this is in my top 4 or 5 high gain amplifiers of all time. This is absolutely up there and in the same company as a Soldano SL100. This is a different take on the 5150 sound, and it absolutely is in the same company as the original PV block letter 5150, without which we couldn't have any of this stuff anyway, because this is about evolution, and the EVH stuff is about growing and recognizing where you came from, but also building something new on the grass that you are on. And in my opinion, this amplifier is the king of all of those things. So take that for what you will. I will link down below in the description if you would like to know more info on the EVH 5153S 100 watt EL34 amplifier. And with that, you've been wonderful. I have been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.